Okay, what would be the reasonable protocols that you are aware of, Major Shah? Because I'm assuming that most of the families won't even know where they are deployed.
Right, Rishabh. Rishabh, I'll take you back to the year 2003 when I was a young lieutenant. Now I was 23 years old that time. I was posted at the line of control, 30 meters away from the Pakistani post. Here was our post, our flag, their post, their flag, and in the middle there was a nala and there was a fencing there. Very, very close. My parents, I was a bachelor that time, my parents did not know where exactly I was. I didn't tell them at that time. So when you mentioned about where the families are, we weren't allowed to talk on the phone and disclose our location or any loose talks. No. So firstly, I would urge everyone, the protocols you mentioned about, I think the government already issued an advisory where we have to at least stock up your house with at least 50,000 rupees of cash, not online money, because it's likely that there may not be any connection. Internet might go out.
Okay, this is not an official advisory, but yes,
Yeah.
but okay, practicality, all right. Whatever you can afford and having in cash is okay. It's not something you need to emergency get into because we're not there yet, but we might get there. Who knows?
Okay, and then secondly, stock up with ration, with medicines, because people with aging parents, young children, they should have medicines at home. When there is a drill, like for example, there was a mock drill which was carried out, I'm glad, I'm proud of India, I'm proud of the people, they took it very seriously. And yes, complete blackout was observed. So similarly, now, for example, there was a live situation in Jammu, where there was an actual blackout, not a mock blackout, an actual blackout. And people were scared. There were small children who would be scared. They could hear noises from top going up. So it can be a very scary experience. Now, there is danger. Danger not for us, for the enemy. And I would urge the nation not to panic. Trust me, I, as a soldier, I am telling this to you, and take my word for it, Rishabh. I'm never in favor of war. Okay? I believe in war, both the parties lose. Some lose more, the other lose less, but they lose. The economy goes behind for both the nations. One nation it might go about 30 years, one nation it might go 10 years behind. One might lose 100 soldiers, the other will lose 10 soldiers, but both will lose. Now, having said that, Rishabh, Pakistan has asked for this. They had asked, they had demanded, they had requested, they had begged, they had pleaded. They wanted it to happen desperately. There was a burning desire in them to get beaten up. I don't know what joy they were getting. We definitely do not get any joy in doing what we are doing. Because we are not attacking, we were defending. And I would like to say one thing in Hindi. ये लड़ाई हमने नहीं शुरू की थी. But we will very well finish it. Who asked them to attack our people, our innocent civilians on 22nd April? It was proved that the perpetrator, one of them, was backed by Pakistani ex-servicemen and Pakistani army. Where else will you find in a funeral, the last rites, men in uniform? Of terrorists, funeral of terrorists I'm talking about. Men in uniform have gone. And वो आए थे यहाँ पे हमें कलमा पढ़ाने के लिए. हमने उनको वहाँ पढ़ा दिया फातिया. Fatiha is a prayer which you read when at the last rites. So the fact is, Rishabh, they, as you mentioned, that your analysis of those 3 points, your personal analysis, I would say it's about time. Pakistan has to back out, because back out तो उनको करना पड़ेगा. They will have to back out.
Yeah, but the question is at what stage?
At what stage exactly? Whether
now,
they.
Yeah, so like I said, for obvious reasons, we are operating in an large information vacuum. Something is afoot and something of great gravitas is afoot. Whether the war, as we suspect, has already started, we will only be made aware in hours from now. But the scale of the attack on India that we've seen in the last few hours has not been seen here for 54 years and not in my lifetime. And I'm assuming that some response is currently underway, and if the response matches in scale, which means the Army, the Air Force are all involved, potentially the Navy, that in effect, whether you like it, declare it or not, you are in effect in a state of war. Let me try to rope in. Joining us from London is Berzin Wagmar. Adrian is joining us from New York. Adrian, we were last talking prospects of de-escalation. The opposite of that has happened in the course of the last few hours. We have seen multiple missile, drone and Pakistani Air Force attempted strikes all across the international border from Kashmir all the way down to the Arabian Sea in the state of Gujarat. All the border states have been targeted. All Indian Air Force facilities have been targeted. Most of those have not succeeded. I can't say all because I don't have the information, but what information we do have is that a lot of the missiles, a lot of the drones and at least 3 Pakistani jets have been taken down. What we have lost, I don't yet know, and I will put out that information once it's there. So here we are. We have not de-escalated. We have escalated. I am assuming at this stage we are already past a very major pivot point. I hope not, but we probably are. Now, how is this being looked at where you are sitting in New York?
Well, thank you for having me back. The way I'm looking at it is that the Pakistani state has taken the side of the terrorists. We look at the Indian response to the terrorist attacks. It was pragmatic. They had a target package. They made sure they hit what they needed to, sent a clear message, wasn't a one-off, took out some high-level personnel, training camps, and then what was the Pakistani response? It was to go after the Indian state, not because India doesn't have terror training camps inside. You think Pakistan has terror training camps in the east, and it's also got them in the west. In the west, they can't even control them, the TTP. All right. In Afghanistan, they have some measure of control with the ISI over Al Qaeda and the Taliban there. But they've clearly chosen the side of the terrorists. But they are a state sponsor of terrorism. And I hope the world finally wakes up to this fact.
Okay. Adrian, nobody wishes for war in our times. And I can say with whatever seriousness and gravitas that I can say that I have never seen something like this. I've been fortunate enough not to. It is something unprecedented in this generation that is going on, where large Indian cities, we are talking 100 million people, have been in a state of operational air raid warnings, in blackouts for hours. They've been seeing and hearing explosions. They have been seeing missiles and planes flying and countermeasures and anti-aircraft fires and tracer shells lighting up the sky all over the length of Western India. We are talking